All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gilead. This evening we'll be talking.
I can hear you, sir.
All right.
But
Thank
network
you.
is really disturbing, yeah.
Okay. We'll just get through it. That's what Nigeria is doing to us. But it's fine. That's what we get in Nigeria. But it is fine. All right. So, can you see my screen? Hello, Gilead. Respond if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, please?
Sorry. You said?
Can you see? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can view it. I can see it.
Okay. All right. So we are going to be talking about for today introduction to video editing apps.
Okay.
Introduction to video editing apps. The reason why we are talking about this is because it is very obvious that no video comes alive. No video comes alive without an application. And for those who uses laptop and desktop, they use software for their edits. That is to say, every video we see, every edit we see out there, whether they look, except for those who use TikTok to do their simple edits and the rest of them. But apart from them, anyone, whether the video is well edited or it is half edited, but hence it was edited, then it was done in an application. This application is where everything we see, all the commands, they happen, and all the effects they are added, all the transitions we see, how beautiful it looks, how a video of 10 minutes is compressed into a video of 1 minute. It is done in an application. It is done in an application. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Introduction to video editing apps. We should understand that video editing application is what makes it that possibility. Because most of the major edits we see out there, most of the major transitions we see out there, most of the major clips we see out there on the social media, the edit that was done by the editor, the skill he added was made possible because he had an editing app. And this editing app had made it so simple that major of the effects that are always done on bigger screen, on larger screens, we can now do them just with our phones. And we are to know that the apps for the phone are not the same as the software for desktop and laptop. Though some companies like Filmora, they have their software built in as for desktop. They also have it built for mobile applications. Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right,
Though
thank
the
you.
line is breaking. Yeah.
Mm, let's just see how we get to go through this. Okay, moving on. We won't waste much time on on this and we'll just get it so simple and easy as we can. Because I know that many persons already have access to mobile editing applications, especially CapCut, because of how easy it is. Sometimes you just get to tap on your phone and you get a reel done. But if you really want to do things differently, then you must learn how to work without these reels. And you being able to work without the inbuilt reels must be something that you have to master what a video editing application is all about. It is not just about the edit, it's about the tools that are built in for your edit. It is not just about the edit alone, it is also about the timeline. And that is what our lesson this evening is majorly focused on. It's majorly focused on editing timeline. But we have to come through editing applications because you can't know what a timeline is without you knowing what an application is all about. An editing application is just as simple as it could be. Where your timeline is being housed. As easy as it could be, you can't edit without a timeline. And that timeline you are editing with, you find it inside one editing app. And the editing app you could be working with can really be different from the one someone else is working with. And this is why we have different applications. But these different applications, they have their different variations also, because some of these applications they don't do what the others do. But some of these applications also, they get to do beyond what others do. So it is very important that anybody who wants to edit a video should really have a choice of an editor he wants to use or an editor she wants to use, and be able to know how to navigate through that editor. And you being able to navigate through that editor is you knowing your timeline. That is it. It is about you knowing your timeline. We'll just go through it talking about the types of video editing applications. We have here in my list CapCut, we have InShot, we have KineMaster, we have Filmora, we have QCut, we have Edit, and the rest of them. But the most significant one amongst all is CapCut. Reason being that CapCut is one that is open to good effect, and people really see more value with CapCut. It is just like an industry standard editor. That is how CapCut works. InShot is one close to that. KineMaster is also a good one. Filmora is also a good one. UCut is also a good one. But these different applications, according to their names, they have their different ways of operation. CapCut is the one that is best rated due to how good it works. KineMaster is also doing well. InShot is also doing well. But there are some of these video editing applications, as much as they can be, that are only used for shallow works. Some can only be used to cut long videos into short videos, and they don't do more. Some of these video editing apps are only used for adding captions. Some of these video editing apps are just specified for one single thing. Like UCut, if we can find a UCut is not one you say you want to create a bigger video, you want to work on a project that is big enough to be publicized to people. You don't use UCut for that. UCut is just for simple edit, and you're done. But if you really want to do something that is massive, then you have to hop in for CapCut or InShot or KineMaster. And that is why I decided to do this. I had to find the APKs for these applications. And in this class, we're only going to major on CapCut and KineMaster. So I had to find their APKs and I sent it to the resource topic where everyone who maybe in one way or the other does not have access to CapCut or KineMaster can just download them and start working with them. But if that person already has them, but I'm saying if anyone here already have them, don't download them. If you already have CapCut or you already have KineMaster installed to your device, don't download those ones because they are going to alter the ones you have there. That is what we are going to be using for the class. And going along, it is only for the good time we're going to spend together that we're going to learn these things. But I want to tell you that even this class will not make you to know all of this in just a month. So what you have to do is, even after we finish this class, you should still go on and on working along with them. I really know that most of us here, we are used to these applications. If you're used to these applications, then that's a plus for us. But if you're not used to this application, then welcome home. We get to dive in together to learn more about these applications and how they work. There's something I really want us to understand, and that thing is you should get to know your interface. You should get to know your interface. That's your timeline. I spoke with someone some times ago, and what he said to me was, it is very important that you get to know your application and you also get to know your tool. Knowing your application means if you're using CapCut, you know how to use the CapCut very well. If you're using InShot, you get to know how to use InShot very well. You're using KineMaster, you get to know how to use KineMaster very well. I'll share with us a story about the experience I had with KineMaster and CapCut before we dive into them. But before then, we should also know that having a good storage is one of the best things you can do while editing your videos. Most times we try to make things right. Most times we try to find clips and put them together, our music, our sound, our pictures, everything. But those things are not really important. Most of them, rather, are not really important. If we get to check our phones now, we see that not everything we have installed, not everything we have downloaded is important. Some of these things are eating up our spaces. Some of these things are just making things hard for our devices. And if you really want to have good edit, if you really want to have good videos edited, then you must have a good storage space. You must have a good storage space. Another thing I want us to know is that we should organize our clips. Organize your clips. If we can really take this thing back to our devices, the gadgets we are holding, if you get to scroll your phone and you go to your photos, Google photos, you get to see that every of your image there is organized. You see that Google gets to organize your images or videos according to date or by name or anything relating, and they are grouped accordingly. Possibly every video you captured today, every photo you took today, they are just in one place. That is organizing something. And coming again to your file manager, when you go to your file manager, you get to see that we have download, we have Bluetooth, we have WhatsApp, we have anything you get to download, anything you get sent into your phone, have sent that. It will be saved according to what it was sent through. That is what it means to organize your clips. You should have an organized folder. As an editor, someone who should work well then should have an organized environment. Even in different places of work, you see that everything is always being organized, and that ability of organizing the things we have makes the workflow very easy, that we navigate through whatever we want to do. If you want to make a phone call, you pick up the phone where it is directly located. If you want to send an email, you know where your laptop is located. If everything has a place it is located, you should learn to organize your clips. If you also want to get a good video, you should make sure you have a fully charged phone, or you get a power bank waiting behind, because you don't trust the light. And possibly if you're always staying with a frequent light coming in, then that's fine, because you wouldn't have anything challenging you or keeping you back from doing what you're supposed to do. For myself, what I do is I make sure my phone is never out of battery. That is what I do. And I also make sure that my power bank is always active to stand by for me, because I don't want to mess up my edit. I don't want to be editing when inspiration is flowing and it seems like something just came along the line and I stopped on the way. It is not really good. That is not a good thing to do. And what I also want us to know, which will be the last key thing I want us to know before we go into the interface of video editing, is that do as much as you can to avoid lagging. Do as much as you can to avoid lagging. Lagging is as simple as it could be. Let's take, for instance, for those of us who have our phones always with us, we can notice that many times when we want to take a snapshot, many persons will say, my phone is hanging. It happens even while editing videos. Your phone can decide to just wait on you. And what you just see is an indication that you should either wait or you close the application. That is if your phone starts to lag, and it is generally known as hanging. So if your phone starts to lag, then it will deprive you of good edits. It will deprive you of not having a good edit that you've wanted, because you might be spending all day waiting for that phone. So what you should do to avoid that is, just like we said, you should have a good storage system. That is that. And possibly also, if you get to know that most of your pictures, the ones you have in your phone, most of your documents are important to you, okay, pictures and videos, just back them up to your Google Photos. That's better. And delete those ones you have in your phone. Or you create a Google Drive and send them there. And always make sure you have free space in your phone to enable you have good edits. Myself, many times I would get to record videos that I want to edit, but I will get to find out that at last, if I get to record like 21 different shots that I want to use for edits, they will take the space I have in my phone. I'll still get to go back to my phone and start deleting those things I see and I know that they are not really important in order to save those pictures and those shots I got. This is because I know how important it is for me and I know how long it took me to get those shots and I can't recreate them. So what I just do is I try to make space for my videos in order not to lose them. We'll go on by talking about understanding the video editing interface. Now, understanding this video editing interface is really what we're talking about this evening, and it is majorly based on the timeline I talked about. It is majorly based on the timeline I talked about. I can still remember that on Tuesday, someone said we should go into practical. But the thing is that this person who said we should go into practical, was thinking we we will just start editing. But that's not it. And I told him, sir, we are not starting editing as soon as possible today. But in our next class, we will be starting with practicals. And we just get to know these things right. And it is very true that those things we had to talk about during our last class are the things that are setting us up for the things we are going to know and learn them more. So it is very important that we get to know all these things and know how to apply them. And this will lead us into diving into the different editing applications to know how their timeline looks. And this will be one of the best moments because if you really know how to walk around the interface of any editing app, then you're already winning the game. But if you don't know how to walk through that, you're not winning the game. And that is why we're just doing this, taking it as at a step, not rushing everything. This class, possibly to some persons, would be classes they might just run 3 times and they are done. But we're going to take this as easy as we can, as not to rush anybody, to get the best out of it. So at this moment, I'll be going to. Can you still see my screen, please?
Your screen is blank. I mean, it's just white. I don't know if it's network, sha. Back now, it's back. It's back.
Back. Okay. All right. Is it still showing? Can you see it? If you're just coming in, you can still join. Can you still see my screen, please? Let me just. Okay, we'll be starting with CapCut. And like I said, if anybody does not have CapCut, I think they CapCut and if you have them already, don't start. You have- don't start. Let me know if you can still see my screen again, please, because I want to open up CapCut. Can you see my screen, please? Can you still see my screen? Please, Kile, identify if you can see my screen or passive. Can see my screen.
Your screen.
You can see it or you can.
I can see it. I'm seeing it. It's clear. It's
From
just
here,
that I have to slant my phone.
from here you can see my screen, right? I'm asking because I want to really dive into CapCut so we see the interface together. So I don't get to go into that place and it seems like nobody's seeing that. You can see my screen from here, please. Just let me- Yeah, I see you.
Network challenge.
What I really want to do is I want to go into CapCut. I don't want it to be as application. That's what I'm trying to say.
So Charles, which app are you using on this currently? Like, is this CapCut?
Yes, that's what I want to talk. But let's just confirm. Can you see my screen?
See your screen.
Go up, please. Can you see my screen from
Screen. No, I'm seeing your screen.
Do you see my screen? No.
The Puma bag. I'm seeing your screen clearly.
That's to say you can see my screen. I just wanted to be sure so it doesn't look like I'll be talking about this thing and nobody's seeing the screen. That would just be a total waste of sharing the screen. Alright. Let me go back to the group and show us this. Let me go back to the group and show us something. Okay, we have resources. Okay, here, if you can still see my screen, we have this base APK This base APK is for KineMaster. We're going to be focusing majorly on KineMaster and CapCut. That's the two major ones we're going to be focusing, KineMaster and CapCut. This base APK is for KineMaster. You go and download it. If you don't have KineMaster already installed into your phone, but if you have KineMaster already installed into your phone, don't download it, please, because it won't get installed. Then this one, CapCut, that has EX at the end, that one is already same as this one. But if it doesn't work downloading, if any of these two I added at the top does not work out for you to download, that is for the CapCut and the KineMaster, then you can download these two with these links, the two with the link. And mind you, if you have a pro version of CapCut or KineMaster, don't download any of them. It will interfere with what you already have. That is it, because it's the same
This
thing.
is already mixing my head already. Can you go over it again, please? Sorry.
Okay, I will do that. We are majorly going to be focusing on CapCut and KineMaster. I'm starting from there. I don't know anyone who has CapCut installed or anyone who has KineMaster installed, but I have to get these ones here. And if you look at the top, you see that we have base APK, which is for KineMaster, and we have the CapCut. To some extent, this first one might be installed. And let me be frank with you, they are modded apps. They are mode apps. Mode apps means they are lifetime subscription. Once you just sign in, fine, you can use them. But the other side of these applications remains that they have limitations. I need to be frank with you. They have limitations. The limitation is some of the effects you would want to apply might not really be coming up the way you want them to be. But they are good. They are good, extremely good, but with few limitations. That is that if I had not gotten a premium version of CapCut, I would have shared that with you from my screen because I had it before. But since I subscribed already, I'm using the premium, so we'll be using that for this class. If by any chance these ones that are at the top, they are not working for you, they don't get installed, what you do is you download through the links I have sent, these two, through the HTTPS and the link that follows. Just download with them, the CapCut and the KineMaster. You download with them. You still don't get what I'm saying, or should I still talk about it again? Hello. Sabasi, did you get me or should I continue?
Yes, I get what you are saying. I get
All
what you are
right,
saying.
all right, all right. That's good. Okay, so we're diving into the interface of KineMaster, and this interface is really what's going to be a major point today, a major focus point today. It is true that many persons might know how to navigate through these things. It is still fine. While we keep on learning, while we keep on going ahead, then we would see reasons why we should know more about these things. Here is my CapCut. And one thing is that CapCut does not work as landscape. CapCut does not work as landscape. It only works as portrait. CapCut does not work as landscape, it only works as portrait. But here, I just want to show us again, KineMaster works as landscape and does not work as portrait. Let me just show us. This is, for instance, if you want to open up this, you can see that when it opens up, the interface is on landscape. Can you see my screen?
Your
If you
screen
can
is
see.
clear.
Okay, clear. So this is the interface of KineMaster. Now this interface is just the timeline where everything is done. Where you get to make your edits, add your photos, add what you're supposed to add, remove what you're supposed to remove, delete, add your sound, your filter, do your color grading, add your text, and everything you want to work with them. That is how the interface works. And we have different tools for this. We are not starting with KineMaster, we're starting with CapCut. Now for CapCut, unlike KineMaster, CapCut does not work with landscape. For instance, let's use this. Okay, this clip is no longer here. Let me find a clip that is still existing. Okay. Now if you can still see, you'll see that this one, I can't turn it as landscape. It will just be this way, the way it is. Unlike this one, I can turn this one like this and edit. It gives me the liberty to do whatever thing I want to do, edit what I want to edit. Like, it is just fine. It's done in a way that it seems like I'm working with a system. But that's not a system. But this one does not give me that liberty. I get to scroll. If I get to do anything I get to do, I have to scroll through. Now, it is very important for us to note that if you really want to start with any project, okay, let's say you have the CapCut installed already. When you have the CapCut installed, when you have CapCut installed already, you get to sign in with your account. You have to sign in. And signing in, you go to, for me, I'll go to manage accounts, and that's it. I'll go to manage account. And when I go to manage account, I'll find my detail and I'll add my detail. Once I add my email address and my password created, then I'm signing in as the user. If you're not using a premium version of CapCut, then you go for the one I sent to the group. But if you're using a premium version of CapCut, then there's no need going for the one I sent to the group.
I want to ask, like, what will you advise? The premium version, like, I know that premium version now, paid version. Will you advise me to go for
Yes.
that premium?
So I would advise you
Because
go for the premium version. Like
one
most
part of
person,
my
hello
yes,
sir.
go on. Yes, one part of my brain is telling me that premium version is for those that are into the business of video editing.
Not actually, sir. It is for
Okay.
everybody. Because I'm saying it is for everybody, which reason being that if you go for that small app, which is the one I sent to the group, you'd have limitations to do what you want to do. Although you might really do videos with that, good videos, everything fine, but you still have some restrictions. Restrictions like, can I see if I can just find something here. Okay. Restrictions like this clip we are seeing here of these persons wearing blue, red, and yellow was AI generated. So if you're using that one, you can't be able to generate AI videos. That's one of the restrictions. And if you come to this place, you would see that we have auto caption. With the restriction, your auto caption won't give you exactly what it should. Okay, when you look at this video, I'm coming. When you look at this video, you see the subtitle, which is your auto caption. I did it when I was using the mod app. After I generated this image,
But
this
Charles, sorry, I'm not seeing your screen though. Well, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not seeing your screen.
like how long?
Just a minute now. Just 1 minute.
Okay, is that back or can you see my screen?
Just showing ash, like it's blank.
Really? Sir Chris, can you see my screen, please? Sir Chris, can you see my screen? It's nice, Sir Chris is not here. I'm sorry, Basi. Sorry. If you're not seeing my screen, can you just?
Then just go on. Just go on. I'm catching.
It's better you just see this thing and we flow together. That's the essence of the screen sharing.
Why go now? And it looks like the network is perfect though. Should we end the call and start all over?
Okay, how about just leave and join again? Let me see if it works.
Still the same thing.
Wow, it's not really supposed to be. Okay, how do we do this? How do we do?
Not because of the length of the call. Maybe the call is not supposed to. I know something like if the call is long, this long, you will not be able to. It may start interfering with connection, stuff like that. I know something similar to this on Zoom. I'm not so
Okay,
sure. So
I don't.
maybe we should try the call again. Or have you had video call on Telegram for this long?
Yes, for a longer time I have.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say.
Okay, so let's just do this and maybe we don't get to wrap up and subsequent time I will find another way to do the capture. But you're not supposed to give issues. Boys, let me just wake up from here and we'll be done. It's not even quite long, still 43 minutes. Well, I just wish you could see my screen from here. Because if you don't see my screen from here, that is to say, okay, I'll end the call and I'll start it again. Let's see.
Let's see how if it works. Hey, it's just that Shim, are you recording the session?
Yes, that's right. Let me just end it and start it again so we see.